Good morning again, everyone. Rain today. I was gonna work on the Kodiak, the big shelf system in the back of the Kodiak truck where my camper is, my Kodiak truck camper. Actually, it's an Arctic Fox truck camper on the bed of a flatbed Kodiak truck. Many of you know that. There might be a half a person out there that doesn't. That's why I mention it. Anyway, I don't want to be outdoors while I'm welding up that shelf and putting cabinet doors and things like that on it if it's going to rain, because that would be a pain in the ass. So I'm just going to rip all this out. It has to be done. I want to do it right now. It's a perfect day to rip all of this eyesore out. Yeah. So after the next clip or two, you'll see sheer awesomeness and how awesome this area is going to look. This area here that I'm tearing down used to be our turkey barn. We had, I think the most turkeys we ever had was like 20, and we used to breed them in this area here. We had this set up because there's a lot of predators and birds of prey that, you know, they come down around the chicken coop and the turkey barn. They're looking for an easy meal, right? And it's human nature. In this case, it's animal nature. But yeah, we decided to downgrade and not run a full-fledged hobby farm or homestead or whatever you want to call it, because we're older now. It just got to be a lot of work. It's still a lot of work. Heck, I don't know how people do it, honestly, full-time, every day, all the way up until their mid-70s. And that's what they do around here. It's true, they do. They literally farm until they can't farm anymore. They're physically unable to. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get my camper, go camping. I'm going to go fishing. I want to get everything done so that I can enjoy it. And this stuff just hanging over my head all the time. You're out there in the great outdoors fishing or whatever you're doing, and you have this in the back of your mind, things left undone. I do. This is what you call a, what's the word for it? Obsessive compulsive disorder? Whatever you want to call it. There's lots of medical terms for what I have. I'm not a clean nut or anything, a germaphobe or anything even remotely close to that. It's just like when things go undone, I have that little bit of feeling that it needs to be done before I can relax. That's just me. Okay, here I go. All right, boys. Let me see if I can show you here. I'm on the way to the dump. Was a real good day to do this because it's raining out. You know, if you get things done outdoors when it's raining, that's a sense of accomplishment, let me tell you. I took that fence down and it looks so much better over there. It looks clean. Now there's a lot of farmers around here, a lot of old farms, a lot of farms that, you know, were not in use, let's just say. They were hobby farms or farmers that were no longer hobby farming or farming around this area, and you drive by them and you notice one thing they all have in common is when they're not in use, they just kind of like abandon all their coops and their outbuildings and their fencing and things that they used on the farm all the time just sort of just went to crap. It just rots away. And the whole thing becomes a ginormous eyesore for neighbors, you know, passerbys, gossipy, you know, locals. Anyway, I just like to get that all cleaned up when it's not in use. It looks so much nicer and it makes you feel better. Yeah, it definitely makes you feel better when you clean up after yourself. When something's not in use, that's just me. So we'll get this to the dump and get busy tearing out the rest of the fence area that I was talking about. The next area that I'll clean up is around the chicken coop. So you have that to look forward to. Isn't that great? It's great. All right, on to the dump. All right, guys, what you waiting on? Get up there. Look at all those seagulls. What are you guys waiting on? Get up there. Oh, look at that front end loader. Nice. Okay, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I kind of got to. You know,
non-lethal.
This is one of those times where you just have to say something that's negative because you just have to. Yeah, you see this guy's driving this big giant Caterpillar front end loader. The thing is enormous. Probably about 300 horsepower. Now I backed my truck up about 3 feet too short to the pile. Yeah, 3 feet. Yeah. And he says, you're gonna have to back up more than that. What a dumbass. Yeah, what a dumbass. I'm looking at it from the perspective of me, you know. Perspective of me is I'm driving, I got like a 3, of course I'm exaggerating. I don't know how many horsepower that thing's got. A shitload, I know that, a shitload. And he's saying something to me because I guess he kind of feels like he needs to be like in charge of something or like a boss of something. I didn't do it. I was like, what are you talking about? Back up some more. Do you? Oh. Ignorance, you know, ignorance. They're out there, people, they're out there, you know. This guy had that big wheel loader. He's pushing all the trash back, you know, pushing it back, making room, making room, making room. Never mind. There's imbeciles everywhere, everywhere. It didn't wreck my day, it didn't ruin my day, because I just didn't answer him. I just didn't do it. It's like, I'm not doing that. Just because you say so? Oh, I hate people. I hate all people. Every one of them. Well, you know, except for you. You're the only one that I like. That's it. I don't like any everybody else. Yeah. All right. Going home. Well, maybe to Walmart. I don't know.